Need something to do. I'm gonna hit this little kickback.
It's that Friday night thing. Chillin' with my girls in my new J. Feeling good, but ain't looking for a new babe. Head down to Taylor Lobs, cause I'm up the street. Real talk, no lie. Feeling in my soul, that's a good vibe. Hoping that's the right people chillin' inside. If they ain't, then I'll dip straight out to sight. Don't even try, I just do me and I still be fly. Okay, we gon' see it's jumping. It ain't too crowded, music is bumping. Hit that, do my dance, that for a minute. Millie rock, hands still spinning. Crisscross, pop for a second. Now I'm chillin'. Grab your line, I hit that. G where it's at, we in there. Where is the net, the address? We bout to hit the kickback, yeah. We bout to hit the kickback, yeah. We bout to hit the kickback, yeah. Can we connect the address? Yeah. We bout
to hit Shop Talk, give it up for yourselves. And this is one of our famous segments called Talking Smoke, where we're going to sit up and talk about current events and different things going on. But first, I want to take a quick time out to welcome some of our special guests. Of course, y'all know the Smokefellas, but we got the Thunderkats in the building today. Woo! All right. We got Diva Leaf in the building as always. Woo! We got Hustlin' Hill Productions in the building today. And introducing the Smoke Dutchess. Yes, sir! Welcome everybody. Okay, so let's jump into it. And of course, we are live. Say hi to Facebook. What up? All right, so big news this week. We know about the 1-year-old that got shot. Actually, that happened not too far from my mom's house. In 99 the Troop. I grew up around there.
I grew up in Beverly.
Yeah, so pretty sad situation. So let's talk about, and with the mayoral election coming up, we know what's going on. We always complain and bitch and moan about it, but let's come up with some solutions. What can be done to kind of get this violence down in this city where we feel comfortable with our kids going outside to play again and things like that? Because I know most of us who have children or even relatively small kids, you don't want to get that phone call about something happening to your kids. So who want to go first? Come on, House.
First of all, you got to get guns off the street. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but you got to get these guns off the streets. And when you get these guns off, these SOBs is running around here with shit that's coming out of the military.
Correct.
Just like them two suckers that was chasing the police or whatever, that was pointing at the police. Dude had a drum on the 9 with a laser on it, and the other dude sitting there with 240 Glocks in his lap. Or whatever. Ignorance. You gotta get these damn guns off of the street and stop promoting this shit. When y'all see it, you gotta stop it. Say something. If need be, slap the dog shit out of one of these.
Me personally, I think we should get some of these damn cops out the cars and get them back on their beat.
Nice.
They walk in and you can identify the dope houses, what the problem is. If they see the police, they're not gonna do it if they walking up and down the street. You gotta get out these air-conditioned cars, stop eating these damn donuts, and walk. And you can identify the problem, sir.
Right. Okay, now, but here's part of the problem, because what I tend to see is these little bastards are not afraid of the police.
They're not. They're not afraid of dying. They're not afraid of the police. They ain't afraid of you carrying your concealed carry. They're not afraid of nothing.
We need some military here. I feel like we need, outside of suburban cops, I think that we need the military here. I think that it needs to be, and I'm sorry, and I would hate to have to, be in by a certain time or, show your badge or your ID if you want to go certain places, but I think it's so bad here that I wouldn't even mind.
So you think we need the National Guards, like the person that suggested?
I do.
The National Guard? You think we need the National Guard?
Well,
like
I'm just
literally
saying.
walking through neighborhoods, literally.
Yeah.
Which you think that?
I do. I'm sorry.
Walking the streets of Chicago?
I think they need to be walking the streets of Chicago. I think that when kids kids are out past a certain time, they need to be showing identification that they're old enough to be out by after a certain time. And I think that our neighborhoods need to be posted up with guards.
But you know,
Come on, wait, come on, Mitch.
I really don't think that's, Chicago was set up with the projects to bring in the military when we act up. We don't need to give them a reason to police our streets where we are segregated and we can't even walk around because we gotta do what they say. We gotta go in the house when they say. I don't think that's the answer, bringing in the military. Education is the answer. We are not getting on these kids enough. They are not being schooled enough. Their parents are not being involved in their lives. And that is the biggest problem.
Okay, Frank.
I pretty much was going to say the same thing because I worked with the young gentleman that got killed in Market not too long ago. He came in through a temple. This young man, he was literally trying to change his life on the route that he was going. He had a baby, and a couple years ago I worked with another young gentleman who got killed in Riverdale. Saying they need jobs, they need mentors. And being young gentlemen, we need to reach out to them. They don't know how to get off their chest. They need somebody to talk to. So they're required to the streets for help.
Come on, Stone.
I think that part of that, all of this so far sounds good, the martial law. However, if they're going to martial the law for people under a certain age or over a certain age to be in the house at that time, it's the ones that are of age and the ones that are not of age out here committing crimes. Now, from a standpoint of the education and other resources, coming from a person that's been in mental health for the last 28 years, I see it every day. Some of them have mental disorders, some of them have where the streets are there for them to survive. So for us to say education and for us to have martial law, something else needs to come about because there's always going to be that loophole that's going to give them the opportunity to go out here and do what they do.
All right, come on, Nick.
I think the men of the community need to stand up. The men on the block, police they block.
Yes.
Because you know who's on your block.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Build some type of rapport with these little knuckleheads. And because I was going to say something else, but we're not supposed to cuss as much. But I think if the men on the block stood up like back in the day,
But they scared now.
not all of them.
Not all.
Not all of them. But there has to be some type of way that you all can reach out to them where you're not being condescending, but you're trying to show them that you can help them in whatever capacity that they need help in. We as women can't do it.
Come on, man.
I'm listening to everything that everybody is saying, and you guys have some valid points. But Tree kind of touched on it a little bit. It starts in the home, man. Everything starts in the home with the parenting. When we was kids, you knew where your kid was. You had your kid in when the street lights came on and all that, so you knew where your kid was. Back in the day, you had parents that was involved in the parent-teachers conference, and they was going to wash cars and do it all. Parents don't do that stuff anymore. We don't have. That's all. The only thing we got is AAU basketball. That's where you pay this money, and then you send your kid off. But you had parents that was involved more often back in the day. Now you don't have that. So it starts at home. So you can point the fingers at the police. Right. You can point it at the governor, the mayor, and all. But it starts at home.
I'm gonna touch more on that. Come on, Andy.
You're still going by the no tell, no face. Your neighbor. Your neighbor is a killer. Your neighbor is a molester. You know this, but you're not gonna say anything. You're not gonna rat him out. You're not gonna, trick. You're not gonna snitch. So as long as that's still in rotation, nothing's gonna resolve.
Right, it goes back to the old saying, snitches get stitches. If I know you a pedophile, whatever. But if I know you that pedophile as my neighbor, if I tell, then you have people out here who are scared to tell. Especially if you're telling about somebody on your block. That leave you, your house, and your children marks.
Okay, hold on. Now I hear us talking about telling, but let's get back to it. These little motherfuckers are not scared to go to jail.
They're not scared to die.
I'm saying they're not afraid to go to jail. A lot of them go get locked up for 5 years, come right back on the street, don't care about going back.
But they think
is it so out of hand? Is it so out of hand that maybe the military should step in? Is it that bad?
It's gonna make
If you bring the military in, then you're gonna have people screaming, "You shot my kid unfairly," and you know you got the baddest kid in the neighborhood.
Your kid got
But
a
then
history.
you also bring the thing. Bringing the National Guard in would have its good points and its bad points. The good points would be it would curb some of this violence. The bad point would be, what about those that are not in that violent atmosphere or whatever, and might be going from point A to point B, going to the store, going from their dad's house to their mom's house or whatever, and then now they're caught up in this, have to do this or whatever. Is it fair to them? No, but everything is not perfect. So somebody's gonna, collateral damage, so to speak.
Okay, come on, Tom.
Well, first of all, we don't need the military here because Chicago's not even in the top 3 in
No.
murders. But every time someone gets shot, it's focused on that.
If you're a big city.
Let's believe we're not even in it's small cities that got way more murders than we do.
Well, yeah, but that's by population, that's per capita. That's different. It's still a lot of murders. It's a whole lot going on. The problem I got with it is, we all grew up, gangbanging been a part of Chicago forever, we all know that. But hell, gangbangers got killed. Now look, innocent kids are getting killed, kids walking to school, kids coming from college, the little 1-year-old, these are the type of people that are getting killed. That's just out of hand. It's completely out of hand.
There used to be order about the gangs back in the day. There was off-limit areas back in the day.
There's no organization anymore.
Right, there's no structure, no organization. Everybody is out to prove a point and to get street credit or be that one independent on the streets.
Well, let's be real. A lot of it's not even gang related.
No, it's not.
They shoot each other over Twitter.
Yes.
Facebook feed, all type of shit.
NBA Live.
Yeah, video games. I mean, they killing over. It ain't all gang banging and drugs no more. This is some other shit we talking about. Come on, Rob.
Yeah, you know what? Martial law is a good idea. But to back martial law, you also have to get the community involved. Because during that time, you can at least do that first sweep out. But then that's when people in the community step forward and decide to take back their communities and come up with organizations to walk those blocks, to make sure those kids get to where they need to go. You have to think about it. When we grew up, we had, Grandpa on the corner. He stood when the school bus got there and made sure all the kids dispersed to their homes. But if we're not working as a community, martial law is a waste of time because we'll never take our communities back.
Come on, Mickey.
I don't think people understand what martial law is.
They don't.
Martial law is taking over your fucking town.
Yeah.
That's not the police being involved anymore. That's the military taking over your town. That's not you going to the bar after you get off. No, you taking your ass home. Because if you get home after 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or whatever the time is, oh, you in trouble.
I don't think the military came in here. It'll be where our grown asses got to be in by 10. I don't think it'll be to that extent.
Martial law is martial law.
Martial law is just that.
That would be the backlash of it, man.
Right.
Because it's so out of control, yes, you can say the military right now, we need some in Chicago to stop this shit, yes. The backlash to that is exactly that. If it's military that's in here, it's military, man.
Yeah, they control a lot.
They're gonna put a city ordinance, or however they structure it, they're gonna put a city ordinance. Everybody needs to be in whatever. It's gonna be innocent people getting affected by it. It's military.
Ain't no late night White Castle run.
Oh no!
This ain't late night White Castle.
This ain't the police, man. They're trained to do a job, and that's what they're gonna do. If they brought in here, that's what they're going to do. They're trained military-wise. They're not trained. This ain't your local cop. Number one. This is military.
I came from a city where they did declare martial law, and it did make a difference in the city for a while. Like I said, because Gary, Indiana. Okay, it's a joke. But it did make a difference. The only downfall to it was that they didn't organize the community. So when martial law was lifted, they wouldn't go back to those same problems and issues. But it does help to kind of get rid of that first layer, that real badness in the city.
It definitely needs to go. Come on, Nick.
Well, then maybe we as registered voters need to get on our aldermen about what they need to do as far as staying in the police acts.
But
before we get to the martial law.
But here's what martial law is going to do. When they arrest all of them, we're having a problem with overcrowding jails now, where some of them are on the street. Right. So what are we going to do about the overcrowding in the jails? Because
they're already overcrowded.
Right. They're already overcrowded. So where are you going to send someone where it's already overcrowded?
Willie Wilson, bro.
Hold on.
When it's martial law, they don't go to jail. They stick your ass in the camp. They stick your ass in the gate. There's no jail for martial law. And then when you act up, they pop your ass. You are unaware about what martial law is. It is people that do not care that you got out here by accident. You're not supposed to be out here at all. Now you're getting popped. The death rises when you on martial law.
Come on, Jim.
So the idea behind the martial law is that it's one thing that everyone needs to understand when it comes to that is that martial law is more of an eradicating the issue. And you have to be kind of conscious and okay with understanding what the definition of that really is that if an individual isn't afraid of the consequences of that, then you have to be okay with the definition of what eradicate is. And if anyone in the room isn't okay with eradicating the problem, then you can't fix it that way. You can't say that these young people need to be put in a box, a cage, or in a room, and then you try to rehabilitate. You know, I mean that's a very long and slippery slope to try to do. So you're at a hard place where you want to eradicate or you want to rehabilitate. But to rehabilitate, you need to be captured. There needs to be a certain level of cooperation. And if you don't have that, then what do you do?
So now, do they define the actual laws in a martial law, or are the laws already set?
No, they redo everything.
They take over. Whatever they say goes.
They become your government.
Jatan got a valid question. Time out. Jatan has a valid question.
I have a valid question. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just have. So that late night caller, that would be totally wiped out, right?
It's no longer valid.
Get in there.
All that is no longer
But
valid.
no, but you can go to work. So if
Okay, but afterwards. You talking about afterwards?
There is no booty call.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's not. Okay.
No booty call.
We'll go back there in the next segment. Let's stick with it because we still are not coming up with solutions. So what kind of heat can we put on these politicians? We know the mayoral race coming up.
So
Come on,
basically, martial law, I just looked it up, it says involving the suspension of ordinary law. So all your ordinary laws go out the window. So they get to govern you, they get to tell you, you got a meeting, you got to be out, whatever it is, they put that in place.
And there's no ladies with
But you know what the solution to this is? Let's go back to the community like they said earlier. Go back to community centers, open up the YMCAs again, do things in the community where people have a place to go to. Like you can't even go to the basketball court. So therefore, if you take your police, you put them there where children, people can actually play and have a good time, and not just and not just make it where it's like the police out there and they just lollygagging, but they actually policing, they actually interacting with the community. That's another thing. The police will interact with us. They arrest us, look at us like we bad people all day long. But if they interact with us and give us a chance to be people again, a lot of this will calm down because what happens then...
It go both ways, bro. It go both ways.
You have to allow them to interact.
That's what I'm saying, though.
It goes both ways.
So,
because I have a lot of, not to cut you off, but I have a lot of police friends, and we have conversations, and they'll say they'll go in the community. They'll try to talk to some of the young guys or whatever, and the young guys just start popping off, saying stuff. They try, but we have to give them a chance for them to give us a chance. So it goes both ways.
So
a lot of the adults that I talk to, man, F the police, this is and the other, but who you call when something's wrong? The police.
Come on, Sly.
So maybe Lulu hit on something. Maybe that's what we need to do.
maybe we need to get that community along with the police, try to get that jointed up, and it makes a lot of points.
Right,
we need to try that way.
But you gotta convince the community not to be scared to.
Because what has happened is police has got, because of the shootings and reputation, police has got a bad rep. It's a lot, but I'm gonna tell you one problem that needs to happen. We need our own young people to start being police officers. And I think that is another problem that that's the elephant in the room. We need more black police officers out here. We need
so part of the problem that we're facing is right now, because after the Kwame McDonald shooting and the various shootings that we see on the internet on TV, it's the blacks against the police, and then it's the kids against the kids, and then it's because we all come together when the cops shoot somebody. We'll come together, we'll march, we go to town, but when it happened in the hood, and the little 1-year-old, because I ain't seen nobody in that on Night Like the Truth. I ain't seen nobody out there get together and stand together and go march up and down that street. So are we just as much of the problem?
Yes,
we are.
Yes, because you don't, like you just said, you don't see the backlash from that 1-year-old being shot. But let somebody mention R. Kelly or Chris Brown, and it's a done deal. They will mute R. Kelly. We're gonna mute Chris Brown. We want to march. We want to protest and all of that. But damn them two grown ass men. What about this 1-year-old baby that had a chance at a normal life, that no longer has a chance at a normal life, or whatever, because some little bastard decided to want to knock off this probably a rat ass female. She probably wasn't even cute.
Damn, somebody.
She probably wasn't even cute. No, real talk. She probably wasn't even cute, but now you got this little 1-year-old baby laying up in intensive care for all of they bum asses. You know, we got to go back to grown ass men being grown ass men. We have to be leaders. We were born to be leaders. We have to be leaders in these streets. A lot of us in here come from the streets. We have to go back to our neighborhoods and say, hey, what's up? I mean, goddamn, everybody in here, I'm sure, can go to their neighborhood without fear of retribution. Some of us have been in the game long enough to know.
Yeah, but the problem is they look up to Lil Uzi Vert. They think working dudes are lame.
Yeah, but
they look up to the 21 Savages and the cats like that. They don't look up to the working.
Yeah, but when they see, when they know that when they know that working dude also put in work back in the day, and they know that working dude still will get with their ass and steal about their life.
But see, ain't no hands no more. Ain't no hands no more.
What I was about to say is, the neighborhood that I was in, I was over there watching. He was about 13, interacting with a cop. The cop like, you go home, get off the streets. Little boy, F you, I ain't listening to you. You know, brother. That's where me as a man, I stepped in and talked to the young gentleman. He's not out here to hurt you. He's looking out for you. It's not out here in the streets. The little boy listen to me before he listen to a cop.
So where did he get that from? Where's the little boy get that from? That means he ain't being governed in his home.
Yeah, and that little boy listening to Lil Uzi Vert and his ass go.
We need to go back to a general. It takes a neighborhood to raise a child, not just one person. That's what we know.
All right, Pat, then we're going to go on to the next
section. So we go back to what everybody was saying from the beginning. It started in the house, man. I don't care what you say, it started in that house. Once it started from the house, it trickles to the neighborhood. Once it trickles to the neighborhood, it trickles to the city. If that kid don't have respect for his parents and be scared for when he leave that house, what his parents gonna do when he bring his ass back in that house, none of this what y'all talking about is gonna work.
True.
You got your son and your daughter got to be at the point where they know if they come in the house, you'll kill them before you let the streets kill their ass. Once they get that fear in their system, then they'll start going outside.
Hold on. On that note, we're going to end that segment. We had a nice serious conversation, so put your glasses up.
Smokes up.
Hey, and prayers to the little 1-year-old, man.
Prayers to the city, baby.
All right, prayers to the city. All right.
Need something to do. Hit this little kickback.
This that Friday night thing. Chillin' with my girls in my new J. Feeling good, but ain't looking for a new babe. Head down to Taylor Lobs, cause I'm up the